Hi. So Soul Fusion is finally out. Well, it's been out for a while now, honestly, but finally got it in town. And the deck of the set, in my eyes, I managed to get. I bought 3 boxes just to complete it. You know, and I cringe because of it, but the orchestra is done. It's mostly done. The extra deck's not finished, but me and my friend who lives on the other side of the island from me both love it, and we both agreed to put it together. So this is my starter version of it. So we got 3 brass bombard. It's a tuner. It's also level 1, so I play 1 for 1 for this. But they all have the effect where you can banish them from your graveyard to summon from different locations. But when you do it, you can only summon Dark Monsters for the rest of the turn. They're all machines, which is really fucking cool. And I believe the lore for them, which I'll go into later, has something to do with why they're like it. But regardless, you can banish him from the grave, or this little trumpet cannon killing machine from your graveyard, to summon a different Orchestra from your hand. Symbol Skeleton. He seems to be a tank, I think. But he's also a set of drums, so he's pretty badass. He's a level 3. He's 1200, 15. You can banish him from your grave to summon one from your graveyard, except for himself. But you can only summon Dark Monsters for the rest of the turn, which is not an issue. Nothing in this deck is anything but. And they're all hard once per turns. And then Harpor, the second best one of the deck. The best one is Skeleton, obviously, but Harpor, the one that made me drop another fucking box worth of paper bills, which I'm never gonna be happy about this. But this one summons one from the deck. He's level 4. He's got like 17 and 14, so he's the strongest main deck one. And yeah, he summons one from the deck, so he's pretty good. He can open up combo starters. Fuck. Okay, whatever. So that's all the orchestras right now. They might come out with another one maybe, because like their options are fucking limitless when it comes to like instruments. Because they got a harp, they got drums, they got a trumpet. They can make a guitar, a flute. Who knows? We got 3 World 1. Its first effect doesn't really matter. If it's sent to the grave, you can just summon a Warlike Sea Monster from your hand. And it's funny because it doesn't say from a field. So like, if you pitch this for the spell card that comes with this deck, with this, you could special summon another copy from your hand, which is really dumb. And if it's in the grave, you can banish it to target one of your banished Orcust monsters and special summon it. But you can only summon Dark Monster for the rest of the turn. For non-Orcust related, we've got 3 Armageddon. It's pretty obvious what he does. On any form of summon, drop a dark from your deck to the grave. And 3 Dark Greffer. Discard a dark to send 1. You can pitch Wand, special summon it. For spells, we've got 2 Return. And this is where the I guess the concept for the story behind them goes. Well, if you know the fucking the archetypes up to this point, World Chalice, Chosen, or Crowned, sorry, or Ib, as her name is, it's been through some shit. Lee, the fairy, was actually corrupted by the World Chalice, and she attempted to fuse with Ib because Ib could use the key to unlock the chalice, which was the end game goal. And she became Ibli. She turned into the nightmare creating monstrosity, who turned all of the what are they called again? The Mech Knights into monstrosities. And Blue Sky had to use his sword to sever the two of their souls from each other, because that's what Ib's whole strategy was. So because of that, Ib's body was kind of catatonic, because the soul's asleep, it's been fractured. So Ningirsu here, this gentleman, I'm guessing here, he found Orchestrium, this divine piano, which I guess if you were to consider is like the equivalent to a fallen angel. He used its power of rhythm to put Ib's soul, or what was left of her soul, as you can see here, into a mannequin that was designed to look like her. And as you can see, the ribbon in her hand is around her neck, because it was the ribbon she had from beforehand. So it's really sad. And this obviously took years, because he grows up a lot. He's a grown man now. He was probably a teenager beforehand, but now he's a fucking full grown adult. So it's pretty ridiculous that he managed to revive her using some kind of forbidden power. But I guess he had to give his servitude to the fucking thing, which is how all of this starts. But regardless, this pitch orchestra, or Orchust, World Legacy Monster from your hand to field, draw 2. It's a hard once per turn. 2 Babel. Turns all your monsters into quick effects. Einsatz. When your opponent normal or specials, you can take a Orchust or World Legacy monster from your hand or deck and put it in the grave or banish it. 3 Allure Darkness, kind of obvious. You can't minus with it in this. 2 Terraforming, just so you don't have to waste Ib's, I guess, Ib 2's fucking effect to set 1. Rhoda, because 2 warrior supports. Dark Hole. Reborn, 1 for 1, straightforward. Reasoning, because you have 4 different levels of monsters. Foolish, because they're all grave effects. And for traps, we've got 3 Orchestrated Attack, which is when any monster declares an attack, you contribute an Orchust or World Legacy monster, and then target a monster your opponent controls and banish it. So it's not bad. You could target your own. When you declare an attack, you contribute 1 to get rid of 1. I'll leave it there. And 2 core. Jesus, I almost gave away my secret. You can banish a monster from your field or grave, and target an Orchust or World Legacy monster card you control, except for itself, and it can't be targeted by either player, even if this leaves the field. And its second effect is, if one of your monsters would be destroyed, you can send it to the grave instead, and then it goes in match because they're all dark. This is such a fucking good card now, because a lot of stuff coming out now is multi-attribute. So for the extra deck, it's not finished, but it's all I've got. 3 Galatea, the Orchust Automaton. This is Ib, reborn. And to further back up the hypothesis of it being Ib, the sword that severed her soul is attached to a weapon she always keeps with her. It could be what helps, keep her alive. But, to affect monsters, at least 1 Orchust. If she's linked to something, so if she points to something, she can't be destroyed by battle. You can target one of your banished monsters, that's Machine, shuffle it in your deck, and set an Orchust spell trap from the deck. It's hard once per turn. Our little Ningirsu is all grown up. He's Long Girsu now. He's the Orchestrator. 2+ effect monsters, including at least one Orchestra. This linked card can't be destroyed by card effects. And you can take 2 of your Banished Machine monsters, put them in the deck, and you can send one linked monster your opponent controls to the graveyard. So if he's up here, and he points like to your opponent's field, you can send one of their monsters to the graveyard for free, but he can't attack that turn. But that's not going to matter because you have the big one, the fucking Grand Orchestra. Takes 2+ monsters, including at least one Orchestra. This linked card can't be destroyed, period, by battle or card effects. And you can take 3 of your Banished Machines, shuffle them into the deck, and if you do, all monsters your opponent controls that are linked to something, so like if they have like a full back row and like one here of linked monsters and they're all pointing to each other, or if he points to them, or like either of them point to anything, their attack and defense becomes 0 and their effects are negated. And of course you can only do it once per turn. This deck is fucked. Straight up. It's so fucked. I was playing today and it gets over pretty much anything thanks to Longirsu being non-target send, not destruction, and Orchestra just cuts everything's attack points. Like, I let my friend use it against me, and I used Nordics, and I summoned Odin, and he used Orchestra's effect in our first game, and it was just like, nah, it's got 0 now. And I was like, shit. It's just an instant out, and Longirsu can just send it to the graveyard because it's just free advantage. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, okay. This video is being stupid long right now, I know, I'm sorry. But I just want to get this across because this is fucking cool. And like, I've been waiting so long for this deck ever since I saw the pictures of it. So, send. I just want to get the point across. Send this. Put the graveyard here. So, banish this. Summon. Set 1. This is graveyard. That's banished. So I'll put him sideways. We're gonna allure for fun. This will turn all of your effects into quick effects. That's Babel, by the way. This is the glare and shit, I'm sorry. These anti-glare sleeves are absolute garbage. So, link into Galatea. Use her effect. Take this into the deck. Set return. Let's see. Skeleton. Put him in the right one. And then you've got you've got free advantage because he's a quick effect. And it's just like, oh my god, what do you do? And like, he can't be destroyed if they put a monster at either of in the middle or in 2-4 or 3-5, I guess. Like, he can't be blown up by effects. And plus, standby phase, drop goes in match, you can only control one attribute. So like, what the fuck do you do? It's like it's a soft lock that turns into a hard lock once you get it, or Custrion. And you have both of these pointing to it, like so. Like so. That way they're all linked to each other, so they all have their respective effects. And they're just, oh my god, it's just so good. If you get the chance to get this deck, because it's really cheap, surprisingly. I looked it up today while I was out. This is $2, and Revival or Return is like $8. So that's 24. That's $30. Everything else is like 50 cents. So you can make the deck for like for $35 maybe, $30. If you've got any good like link monsters to throw in that are dark, go for it. Like topological and shit like that. You can just drop topological, link this to it, and then it can't be blown up. So you have two. It's 3,500. Dropping a Orchestra on it. It's another fucking 3, so that's 8,500. It's an instant win. But I hope you enjoyed. I've got For Hire that I'm going to throw up right now, as soon as this is done loading. So yeah, have a lovely day, ladies and gentlemen, and adieu.